Weight Watchers now offers access to affordable GLP-1s. It works for members like
I'm Haley, and I've lost 100 pounds. Weight Watchers has everything I need, from weight loss medications to nutrition support and help with my side effects. It's all in one place.
Weight Watchers handles the insurance for you and offers affordable cash pay options. With our program, our members are losing more weight with expert nutrition and side effect support.
I'm Mike, and I've lost 135 pounds. Weight Watchers prescribing GLP-1 medications. It's been life-changing.
I'm Sharia, and I lost 80 pounds on Weight Watchers. I realized that it would take more than a prescription to lose weight and feel good on a GLP-1.
Better results, expert support, lose more weight, make it last.
I can't imagine doing a GLP-1 without Weight Watchers.
Get started for as low as $25 at weightwatchers.com/GLP1. For over 60 years, we've helped millions of members find what works for them. Now, it's your turn. Weight Watchers. Watch it work.
Hello, book lovers. Welcome to Must Love Books. Hello and welcome back to Must Love Books podcast. This is the release of season 3 of our show here, and I want to thank everyone who has listened over the past couple of years, and thank you for joining me as we start season 3. Today, I have a very special guest to start our season off with, author Melissa de la Cruz, with her latest novel, a romantasy called Rings of Fate. Hi, Melissa. How are you?
Hi, it's good to be here. I'm good. Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you on. I received an art copy of Rings of Fate and was absolutely in love with the story.
Yay! Awesome.
So I will just go ahead and let you dive in and tell our listeners all about it.
Sure. Rings of Fate is my first adult romantasy, although I think it's more really like a cozy romantic fairy tale, and it's about a very tired barmaid who's tired of working really hard and tired of taking care of everybody and doesn't believe she's worthy of love, and a handsome, charming prince who actually is hiding a terrible secret and terrible curse. They meet up and they have a little bit of a fake engagement and then go off on an adventure to save the kingdom. So it's really fun, really sweet. I'm really proud of it. I feel like it's one of the best books I've written. Yay.
I have to say, I really, really relate to the barmaid who is just over her job and overworking. And I think that right there is just the most relatable trait in a main character.
Right? I mean, and also she's just very selfless. She's very self-sacrificing, and she's totally an eldest daughter, and she's just tired of the patriarchy. She's tired of everything. She's just tired. She's tired and crabby, as we all are.
As we all are, absolutely. So how about you tell us a little bit about these characters?
Sure, yeah. She's the oldest child. She has 2 younger sisters who she basically raised because mom died. They're just adults. She's 25. They're about 18 or 19. And she lives in kind of a peaceful part of the kingdom, but then something dark is brewing. And one day they find out the prince of the kingdom is coming. And he's looking for a bride. So Deaton comes in with his friends and he tells everybody that he's looking for a bride. And Deaton seems like the classic playboy, philanderer, super charming guy. But actually it's all facade. He's hiding a terrible secret and he needs help. He basically needs somebody to travel the kingdom with him so that he can actually go where he wants to go, which is try to get rid of this curse that he's carrying.
So we see a lot of tropes in romance genres today of like the reformed rake. And I have to say, I love this twist where the rake is not actually even a rake. It's all for show. That was just a fun little twist to Prince Deaton's character that I really appreciated. And I want more of that.
Right? I mean, it's the most fun, Yeah, for sure.
You can create all sorts of, silly shenanigans that he's gotten into, but really, it's not real.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just what he wants you to think.
Exactly. He's hiding, he's actually hiding his real personality, for sure.
Oh, yeah. And then it's always a fun little mystery getting to unlock those aspects of the character and getting to know the prince, who he actually is, and less about his facade.
Exactly. Yep. There's layers to everybody. I think that's, a lot like a lot of people, especially public figures. He has like the kind of this public facade, and then there's the real person behind it. So, yeah.
I definitely agree. So I wanted to ask you, you have written in the YA sphere for so long and quite successfully, might I add. What made you kind of shift over into the adult sphere?
I've written several adult books in my career. I started out in adult, and then I wrote Witches of East End about 12 or 15 years ago, which was, kind of my first major adult fantasy, a little bit more of an urban fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I wrote The Birthday Girl, which is an adult thriller. But I was really interested in writing in the romantasy genre after reading Fourth Wing, which I really, really enjoyed, and also Legends and Lattes. So I feel like it was the kind of books that I was reading and I was really interested in. Like, I love fantasy and I love romance. So it just felt really natural and kind of organic to go there. I also think that I was writing YA starting, kind of in my early 30s. And in my early 30s, I would say I remembered the feeling of being a teenager much sharper in a way. And I feel like now that I'm in my 50s, I can write about young adults, not YA, but like people in their 20s, because I can remember that really well now. And I think I can like kind of write about it. Yeah, it just felt very organic to me, like very natural to try to write something for this age range. I've also grown up. My readers now are in their 30s, especially if they started reading Blue Bloods. Now they're in their mid 30s and they have children. So it's really fascinating because I'm still 30, so I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, we're totally the same age. I
Yes.
I picked up Blue Bloods in high school, so I am one of those readers
Oh,
now
yay!
in my mid
Amazing.
30s, now with my own
Yay.
kids.
Yup. There you go. There you go.
So exactly here for you.
Awesome. Yay. Okay, so I have to ask, are
Mhm.
you Team Jack or Team Oliver?
Oh my goodness, it's been so long since I've read them, but I think I might have been Oliver.
Oh, yay. I
I
love
think I
Oliver.
was.
Yes, perfect.
I also always loved the name Oliver, so like I was kind of
Mhm.
biased from the beginning anyway.
Yup, yup.
But yeah, definitely an Oliver girl.
Yay.
So I did also want to say, you mentioned Legends and Lattes, and I am literally listening to the audiobook like almost as we speak. Earlier this morning, I was listening to it. I'm about halfway through the audiobook, and it is so cute and cozy. So I love hearing that this was a little bit of an inspiration to get you in the mood for Rings of Fate.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I just think those books are such genius and really written by somebody who loved fantasy and really knew that world. As somebody who's loved fantasy all my life, I mean, Lord of the Rings is my favorite book ever. I think I was inspired to write a story that was kind of like that. That was an homage to Lord of the Rings, but with romance and with a little bit more of a cozy vibe. I always tell everybody, well, what inspired it? And I said, well, really the question was, what if hobbits were hot?
Who says they're not?
Oh, exactly.
I love that so much. And I really appreciate seeing like the rise of cozy fantasy and
Hmm.
cozy romantasy. It's just, something light that kind of warms the heart. And, there's stakes, but they're not too terribly high where you're like gripping the pages of the book so hard while trying to read.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
It's definitely a genre that I have a lot of appreciation for, especially these last couple of years.
Yes. And with the world being a dumpster trash fire, you just want to retreat in your blanket and read about good people. And I think that's what, that's what I wanted to do with this book, especially with Blue Bloods, being in this business for so long, seeing, kind of the books about villains. I wrote Descendants, which was about the villain kids and about villains. I was tired of villains. I was tired of writing about kind of morally gray, quote, bad people. I just didn't find that fascinating anymore. I felt like we were just surrounded by villains in our real world. So I wanted to write about two nice, sweet, good people and show that they can be just as interesting and their story can be just as exciting as all the villains that we had for many years in pop culture.
Personally, I think you did execute that plan flawlessly. These characters are lovable. You can just feel how good-hearted they are. And it's just nice seeing good people do good things.
Exactly.
That's the tag for the book. Good people doing good things.
Yep. There you go. The log line.
In a lot more exciting way. There's still the political schemes and there's the big monster and navigating their feelings and everything. So there is still a lot of excitement behind this story.
Exactly.
You get a little bit of the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's still a little adventure, some dark times, but it's not a spoiler. It's a happy ending. So it's a romance. Things are vanquished. The world is saved.
And Rings of Fate is going to be part of a series, correct?
Yes, it is. We sold 3 books. So for now, it'll be a trilogy.
Excellent. Personally, I'm a huge fan of trilogies. It's like my favorite storytelling method.
Yep, me too. Again, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan.
Lord of the Rings, the original Star Wars trilogy, I'm pretty much set with any kind of a trilogy. So for your first cozy romantasy, you chose to do the fake engagement or fake dating trope. What made you decide to use this trope specifically?
I think it was because it lent itself really well to the plot. Because he's a prince and he needs a bride, but he doesn't actually want to get married. So it's not that I chose the trope. I actually wrote the plot first and then realized it was a trope. Oh, you did fake dating. I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that.
Like, oh, I did. Okay.
Yeah, no, so it's really funny. I was like, oh, that's funny. Even after I wrote it, I didn't know that it was like a Cinderella story. They're like, oh, it's so Cinderella-y. And I'm like, oh my God, you're right. So there was all these things that were just in the book that I didn't even think. I don't think you can write saying, oh, I'm going to use this trope or I'm going to do this trope. I think you just write the story you want to write. And then you just realize, oh, that actually fits into those, those kind of themes or tropes or whatever. But I think mostly, you just want to write the story that appeals to you.
I think that's a really good way of looking at it too, is not focusing specifically on like what genre tropes you want to include, but just feeling the story and seeing where things fit.
Yes.
Do you also want to talk about Sibylline? The cover is so gorgeous, and I haven't picked this one up yet, but it's beautiful.
Aw, thank you. Thank you so much. It is a YA dark academia romance, and it's about 3 best friends who are the smartest wizards of their generation, and they want to go to basically the Harvard of the magic world. We're calling it the Magical Ivy League. So it's our world, but there's magic, and in this world, there's a magical Ivy League. And like all smart kids these days, they want to go to the best. So they want to go to Sibylline and they work really hard. They get really good grades and they get great scores on the magical SAT. And they all meet to open their acceptance letters. And sadly, they're all rejected. But then they decide to reject the rejection and decide that they're still going to try to go. And they decide to steal an education by working at the university. So they work at Sibylline, they find jobs, and then they're going to sit in campus, sit in lectures, try to learn some kind of magic along the way. And of course, along the way, they discover something's rotten in the Ivy. There's some dark, like, why were they not accepted? They're the best magicians. Why were they not accepted into the program? So, so they find out why, and they find out the secrets. And also, it's kind of like, it's not a love triangle because they're all in love with the wrong person. Raven's in love with Atticus. Atticus is in love with Dorian. Dorian's in love with Raven. So it's like an arrow going one way, not towards each other.
A triangle, but in the truest sense.
Yes, it's all like pointing in wrong directions.
That sounds honestly like a really fun twist on what we normally see as a love triangle in romance novels. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, thank you. Yay.
Yes, excellent.
Yay.
Wonderful. Yeah, and I just want to say the cover art on Sibylline is so gorgeous. Absolutely stunning.
Yay. Thank you.
Well, Melissa, I want to thank you so much for joining me on Must Love Books podcast. This is, the premiere episode of season 3. So I'm really excited to be featuring you on the show today. As I mentioned earlier, I have been reading your books since I was in high school. So it's almost a little surreal.
Aw, that's so nice. Thank you so much. And it was a pleasure. I love talking about the books with you.
Excellent. And do you have any final words you would like to share with our listeners?
Sure. Rings of Fate is available now. Sibylline is available now as well. And my next YA romantasy called Kingdom of Waves is coming out in June. And I also have a Taylor Swift coded novel called This Song Is About Me, which is coming out from Amazon in April as well.
Excellent. We will definitely have to be keeping an eye out on those. I'm so excited.
Yay!
All right. Well, Melissa, thank you so much again for joining me.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. This has been Must Love Books. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Patreon under @Must Love Books Podcast. Thank you and happy reading.